Hi, Amber and Danya. I received an email and I'm trying to get your, sorry, I'm trying to look through this. I'm trying to get your cameras on. I believe you both are interpreting for some of our team members. So let me think I can include you as a contributor. Hopefully that worked okay. Does that, okay, perfect. Great. And so just an FYI, because I haven't let everybody in yet, I will do a quick intro and then Andrew's going to be kind of taking the reins from it. So I will do my best kind of I'll take my camera off just so there's not four of us. And I'll do my best to try to make sure that you guys are kind of pinned up as best I can. I'm not sure exactly how that works in this, so I apologize, but I'll do my best to get that all sorted out. But after I make the intro, I think that'll be easier so I can have you guys up and I'll be off from there.
That sounds great. Thanks, Rick. Will you have participants in the meeting? Will they have any way to communicate with you guys? Will the chat be active? Will they be able to unmute?
Yeah, the chat will be active, and then you can raise your hand too if there's specific questions, and I believe I can unmute them from there. But the chat should be fully up and ready. Let's see if I can. Messages will be saved. Yeah, it says let participants send messages, so we should be good there.
Great. So that way, if folks are having an issue with seeing us, they have a way to kind of let us know, and we can adjust from there. So that's great.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so I will go ahead and start letting everybody in here. Hello, everyone. We are right at 11:30 Eastern. So we will get started. We will give maybe just one more minute and then get running on this quick training and support webinar. Okay, we can go ahead and get started. We'll certainly have some more joining in as we go along here, but we'll go ahead and get started to respect everybody's time. First, just a quick thank you for everyone signing up and joining these training and support webinars we've had. So this is our third in what will just continue to be a continuous series of webinars on different topics and training and support, and just some will be a little bit lighter and some will be much deeper into the technical and configuration side of things. This one here will be kind of intro level, really just getting into the mobile app, just quick little run through of the mobile app and how it's downloaded, configured, those types of things. So as we've always had, we have Andrew Faber here. He is our customer success manager. His information is down at the bottom of the screen here. Feel free to contact him at any point. I'm sure most of you have seen emails or calls or whatever to get information to you and from you. He is a great resource to get educated on the LSI platform. And if you're not familiar with Andrew, he's been here almost a couple years now, almost 2 full years. But he has an extensive background in education. So he came from the classroom, and we brought him over here because he has the educational kind of spirit, and is also good with technology. And so it's worked out really well. So he has that background that many of you have as well. So we will jump in here. I will quickly run through a couple things, just logistical pieces. I mentioned kind of what we'll go through. Again, this is intended to be kind of a surface level intro to the mobile app. There are certainly much more that we can dive into from configuration and usage and all that. And we can always schedule a one-on-one run through and dive deeper. Andrew does training to schools all the time, so we can always schedule that as needed. Also, we have, as you see, currently we have Amber, and I believe she will be swapping with Danya at some point. But we also do have closed captioning if you need it, if that's helpful. So there's a couple instructions here on how to get to that. And then I believe our last one, we had a little bit of an issue with the chat functionality. That should be up and running. So I apologize for last time, but that should have been fixed, and you should be able to jump in with questions or comments, anything like that. And then, of course, if there's anything that comes up afterwards, please reach out. We're happy to answer any and all questions. And final thing, just moving ahead, we have our next one, which will be about mid-March, the start of the year here. Just a lot of variables come into play, but typically we want to try to do about 2 a month of these training and support webinars. And this one will be about the Notice Hub and the deployment of those devices. And if you're not familiar with those, please reach out. Happy to run through that with you and show you and send some information for those. And then we'll have recordings available like normal. And then, of course, just any support or additional training that you need at all, please reach out. So from here, I will jump off screen. I will stop sharing my screen as well, and I will let Andrew take over.
All righty. Thank you, Rick. So like you said, I'm Andrew. I'm the Customer Success Manager. We'll jump right in. I want to make sure I have my slides set up, because what we're initially going to talk about is the configuration on how to install it and everything. So let me share this window first. Okay, put it in presentation mode. Is that okay for everybody with the interpreters and everything? Okay. So this is like Rick said, it was pretty basic, just intro to the mobile app. So this is the PowerPoint. This video, I do have a video that explains using this same PowerPoint. But basically, what's going to happen is as soon as the users are in our system, we send them an email. And go ahead and click. Okay, so then the email is sent to you, and if you open it on your mobile phone, the links are right there to take you straight to the app, whether it's Android or the iTunes store, the App Store. So whichever device you have, click the correct link, and then if able, open it on a PC, and then use that QR code at the bottom and scan that with your phone using the app, not with your camera. I know that's a big thing that sometimes can cause confusion in the past. So it is within the app, and I'll show you that now. So there's a specific button. It's a QR scan to fill the data. So the necessary fields will be full name, password, and the server name. Sometimes people panic when they scan something and everything fills out except for 1 or 2 fields. It is okay if the hosted name and the cell number are left blank. That is entirely fine. The app will function without those. No need to worry about that. So notice at the top is of the app is the configuration. Actually, not sure how that's, might have to use a laser pointer on the PowerPoint. Right here. Yeah, right there. Okay. So on the configuration, there's a few buttons across the top, and configuration is where this QR scan to fill data would be. Okay. So now we're going to jump to let's see. I have the, okay. Sorry, it's a little different than what we have been doing for the webinars. And let's see. So now it's going to show my phone that I'm within the mobile app. Oh, it looks like it's a nice big screen too. Cool. You guys are sort of my guinea pigs today too. So across here, this is what's called the messages thing. It's that's what you'll see first when you open up your app. And then these are the pinned messages. You can have 8. Some of you that have been in other webinars or just know about our system a little bit, you know that they can have 8 pinned messages. So these are, I'm just using kind of our internal, just the system default emergency. So we have some basic messages that are commonly used that we've seen. And so if you select, think of these as buttons. So just tap one of those buttons and it will activate the message. And then over here in kind of the inbox or alerts section will be where messages would be if sent to you. And I know there's a lot of things with sending things to like yourself or to a specific person. If you send a message or if you receive a message, it will be within this kind of inbox. You can think of that. And we also have a user directory with, again, this is set up to be our internal thing. A lot of different names you can have for users and things like that. So that's that. So let's get back to the messages. These are the 8 pin messages. However, down below, you see a plus sign, which, apologies, I am colorblind. I think this is green. It looks gray, but I don't think it's gray. So this tells you what directory we're in. And when I hit the plus sign, it's going to expand the rest of the messages that would be in there. And it also includes the pinned messages. So we see we have active shooter. That one is also pinned up here as well. So what I have done now to show you kind of what other types of messages that you can do, maybe non-emergent. So I just added these into this directory. These aren't emergency messages, but you can have as many directories as you want. But I just threw them in here just for ease of use for today. If you wanted to call a student to the office, this message is pre-set up. So all I have to do is type in the student's name and it will send the message to that person and then to that like classroom or location or just group of signs. If, you know, maybe they're out in the hallway and there's a sign in the hallway and the teachers know, or the office staff know to call the student and they're like, well, I'm not sure where he's at. You can just display it to all signs, things like that. It's very configurable, obviously, but you can click on that. And then what happens is right on your phone, it pops up a text box. And for this specific message, it is pre-set up to say, please send blank. And so then you could say, Andrew, to the office, select send, and then it says message launching, okay. And then on all of the signs around the school or to a specific classroom, for example, we can set that up that way. It can be displayed to, you know, Mrs. Smith's classroom in room 201. And then on her screen or displays or signs, it'll pop up and say, please send Andrew to the main office. And then there is also a variable you can type in to just type a whole message. So this is just a blank canvas, if you will. And if you want to send a quick message to somebody, or to all signs really fast, maybe not emergent, but like, you know, happy birthday, Rick. And we send that message, and then launching the message, and then that message will display. So now some of you might be looking at this, much like I did when I first started here. This is a lot of messages. This is a lot, okay? We can set up the mobile app to not display this at all. And if you are working in your building and you're like, I only need I know we have a lot of schools that joined today, which is awesome. We only need our teachers to have the 1 to 8 pinned messages displayed on their app. We don't want them messing with anything else. That's totally cool. You can hide this on a parameters page deeper in the system. So just a heads up on how to do all that, but just to let you know, that is an option to kind of get rid of this one right here. And then those of you with eagle eyes might have noticed this down here. You can refresh the list if you've edited a message on the browser. You can refresh that and it will update the screen. So if you unpin or pin or change the pinned messages, refresh, and then it will update what that message is. You can also click on Visual Campus. This is very handy for administrators, principals on the go, and they want to see, they can have camera access, or they can even send a message through that clicking there. So it takes you to a link to your Visual Campus. And again, it is on a mobile phone, so it's going to be a little smaller. And then me looking at this, it's very small. But this is like a map of it's just a sample map of an elementary school I found to use as an example. And then what you can do is in these individual classrooms, there would be your devices that you have installed in your buildings labeled there as a little icon. And then if you're like, oh, I need somebody in Mrs. Tucker's room and she's in room 101, click on her room and then send that message to her classroom and say, okay, the pizza party's on its way. They're really excited for that. So, or just any message that you can think of. So that is kind of the Visual Campus. The camera integration, you would have camera icons, and then you can tap on the cameras and see them on your mobile device. So that comes in very handy for security teams, safety teams, principals, stuff like that. Yeah, so we can go back to the mobile app. So yeah, just a quick run through. The configuration page on the mobile app just tells you what the sign in. I believe that was in the PowerPoint. And again, the PowerPoint is in it's a little video of me explaining it. I'm not going to play it for you here, but it's in I'll just show it for you again. Sorry, 1 second. Pop it back up. This one. This is the configuration page, and it will have all of your things there. So just to address all the menu options at the top. And then sometimes if you do need assistance down the road, I know that I'm kind of thinking of things that have happened as I've been here. Sometimes the mobile app won't work, and on our end it says, oh, it's signed up for it, and then you say, like, what does it say in the, well, sometimes we'll ask you on the support side, what does your configuration page look like? So if you or a staff member are having issues, check out that configuration, take a quick screenshot, send that over to us and say, we're having trouble with the mobile app, here's our configuration, what's going on. I do want to point out that the QR code down here, those are individualized to all users. So every single person that gets a QR code, it is completely different for each person. I know that sometimes teachers will, have a team meeting, third grades meeting together, and they're like, oh, we have to install that, the mobile app for our emergency messaging system, and we want to get that installed. We've had some people who everyone scanned the same code, And so it's not how it works. We have to make sure that everyone scans their individualized code because it puts in their password and everything like that. And then let's see, let's stop sharing that really fast. On the mobile app, it does show you when I displayed the message, send a student to class. I just wanted to show you that really fast, what that looks like just on the back end. So you see that you're like, well, it looked the same as send a whole message. So I wanted to show you just that really fast before we wrap up here. So this is the browser version of what you just saw on my mobile app. So this is system default emergency, and we have our pinned messages up here. And then here's the two messages I showed you: call student to the office and type a message. So if I hit send here, before it sends the message, it's going to pop up, and right here it says please send, and then a blank to the main office. So that's where we type in Rick, and then we click send. And I had it set send to sender, so it's sent to me. So, and then the type of message is just whatever you want to type there. That is just a blank thing for you. And those are handy to have pre-set up, so then you can just send those messages quickly. It's just the one being super customizable and things like that. But those are also able to be sent from the mobile app, so that's very handy as well. And then we can move on to questions, or if Rick has anything else. Kind of wraps up the mobile app part today. I know this one's a little shorter.
This is Rick. We don't have any questions yet. Hopefully that's all working for everybody. I'm looking at it currently, and it says it's working appropriately. So hopefully that's the case for you all on your end. Just a couple notes that Andrew really already discussed, but just to emphasize a couple things again. One would be the user groups of the mobile app. That's just a question we get a lot, and Andrew had pointed it out that one group of users of the mobile app, their messages and what happens within those messages and the content and where it goes, that it can all be unique to different types of user groups. So some pretty consistent examples would be maybe most teachers would be kind of lumped together under one user group. We may have administration as a separate user group. Then sometimes security, operational, facilities types of personnel can be under another group, but it can be fully customized both in the messages that they have access to, and then the content and where those messages go. And then a little bit on the flip side as well, we've talked a lot about these are trigger points for the mobile app, but that is also an endpoint for the users as well. So the ability to not only customize the message and where it goes, but on the backside, who receives those messages is a key part as well. So all kinds of options there, and we do have many users that are only utilizing the mobile app. And
Hey, Rick,
yes,
the chat is not working. It says view only.
oh, okay. Thank you. I did just get a question though, so maybe we're looking at the wrong spot. There's a potentially
Q&A tab. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a Q&A tab. So if you have any questions, feel free to type it in there. Michael asked a question. What are the hosted name and cell phone areas used for? Andrew, do you want to jump into that?
The cell phone is just there if, to my understanding, if you need it, or if we have text devices, it's good to associate the user with their mobile app and their text device. But the mobile app and text devices are separate. So as in like a text device receiving SMS messages. And then the hosted name, that's a great question. That
I think
I
that's,
know that, yeah,
I
do you
think,
know?
well, I think that's just defining the server, I believe, if we have, multiple buildings under one server. But we can confirm that for you, Michael. And then, okay, thank you, Sarah. Sarah mentioned suggesting how you find the Q&A tab. And on my screen, it is at the top towards the right, and there's a kind of a bubble with a question mark on it. Andrew, is that showing up the same on your side?
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe that is where it should look, and I apologize. I will confirm that for next time, but I believe that should be showing up there for everyone.
Yeah, top right, speech bubble with a question mark inside.
Yep. Perfect. Andrew, this is a great question, I think, for you. When asking a student to come to the front desk from the app, how do we specify the media port or media controller to send it to if the student is in different classrooms throughout the day?
Excellent question. I did think of that. I didn't know if I wanted to go into it in this one, since this was supposed to be kind of surface level. You can edit the message, like in the browser, you can go in and edit the message to set the visual group to, which would be the sign or the TV screen or whatever, to choose. It's called choose. And then you just scroll through and select the room number. So just making sure those are labeled appropriately and easy for you to pick out. There is also a search bar, but so then when you select choose, you would be able to quickly search for that room number or the teacher, or just scroll through and tap the one you want. And you can select multiple ones at a time. So if you're like, well, I know that Timmy goes to Mrs. Murray's room and Mrs. Smith's room, and they're at this time, I'm not exactly sure where she is or where Timmy is. And then you can select both of those rooms, send the message and say, please send to the office. So like I kind of threw it out there that every message is configurable. It's that's one of the configurations you can do, is set it to choose which like at the launch. So you'd hit send, and then the text box will pop up to type in the student's name or just your whole message. Then there will be a selection that says choose, and there'll be a drop down. It's a great question.
Perfect. And I'll add, this is Rick again, I'll add a couple things, and then we have another question here. Just to add to, I guess, context to Rick's question that he just sent, and then Andrew's answer. We have devices called media controllers or media ports, and those are sending communication audibly and visually to TVs in the classroom or anywhere throughout the building. So there's all kinds of different endpoints that we tie into. And so we're talking about the mobile app specifically today. However, the mobile app can trigger all kinds of events and send that content to all types of different endpoints. So I mentioned that the mobile app can be an endpoint, of course, and configurable, but it can also go to things like computers, TV screens, the paging system, two-way radios, and emails, texting. So all types of different endpoints. So just to clarify that, in case others aren't aware of that, since we're talking mainly about the mobile app. So just wanted to add a little context to the question and the answer there.
I got a question in an email, and then we can do the other ones in the chat, because this one's kind of quick. Says, how do we get those message buttons? Our app still looks basic. Great question. And those are the pins. So on the if I can, I'll share my screen really fast. just do window. Do you guys see that? Is that good?
No.
No. Okay. Whoops. There we go. So when you select the three dots on the side, on the right side of the message, pin this message is how you make it go towards the top. So that's how all those pins are up there. And those are the pins that are the buttons on the mobile app.
And there are icons available based on the types of message. If those are semi-automated in terms of what the icon looks like, so we can work with you directly. I'm not sure who had asked that question, Andrew, but we can work directly with you to make sure that it has the aesthetics and the appearance that you want. Of course, in those emergencies, you want the icon to be clear and everyone kind of knows exactly what they're looking for. And then real quick, I know we're right at the end here. We have one other question in the Q&A. Well, two more. The first is, we do have many different buildings on our campus. If there is a specific lockdown that needs for one building, can we do that instead of the whole school? And I can answer that quickly, just that, yes, we can adjust that. So we can, there's kind of two paths. One is you can have lockdown buttons per building if you would like. But the other path would be to have kind of a pop-up like Andrew showed, so that you click lockdown and then you have a selection of which buildings to actually send that to. So a couple different paths that we can go there. And we can certainly reach out to you directly and kind of walk you through how you do that and all the different options that you have there. And then we got another question specifically for the North Carolina School for the Deaf, which is a new customer of ours, which we appreciate. And regarding your email for downloading the app. So we will get, I'll get our project manager with, I'll get an update from them and we can get directly back to you on the email for that. And then the final quick little question, because I know we're right at the end here. It's so to confirm, if you pin message in the desktop, the icon shows on the app. So the answer to that is yes, with an asterisk. We mentioned the icon piece. So we have, there's two pieces to that. It's pinning the message, which gets it up to the top and makes it very easy and quick to access. The icon part, like I had mentioned, there are icons built in, but the way that we've gone about that is just to make sure that it's unique and familiar to our customers. So yes, we can walk you through that and make sure that you have the correct icons that you want showing there. But yes, when you do that in the web interface and pin it, it does pin it in the mobile app.
Yes, and just even more, just to add on, the directories that I mentioned, like there's a directory that we worked with today called System Default Emergency. It's our basic emergency setup. You can set your mobile directory to a specific directory as well. So as long as you change System Default Emergency on the browser, if you make changes there, and your mobile app directory is set to something else, you won't see that because your mobile app directory is set differently. So we'll just have to make sure it's set to the correct one, which would just be a quick, that can be a deeper webinar as well. But if you have any questions, obviously let us know.
Yeah, and so I will, I'll wrap it up from here. If there were any other questions, again, I know that the Q&A is going to be the path that we'll kind of focus on for the future instead of the messages or chat feature. But if you had any issues or still have questions or want more in-depth answers to some of the answers that we provided, we can absolutely do that. This training and support webinar series is meant for just to be another resource. So anytime you need anything, please reach out. We're happy to assist. But we do appreciate everyone jumping on today and look forward to the next one here in just about a month. And appreciate the interpreters hopping on. We appreciate that. And look forward to chatting with you all here very soon. Thank you all.
Thank you.